Welcome to DreamSleep Studios, where stories slow down, insights deepen, and cinema becomes a calm place to unwind. Settle in. Your quiet journey begins now. In the quiet glow of candlelight, where shadows dance along ancient stone walls and time seems to breathe softly through enchanted hallways, we return to a world unlike any other. A world where magic hums beneath every heartbeat. Tonight, at DreamSleep Studios, we drift gently into the universe of Harry Potter, a place where whispers of forgotten spells float through midnight corridors, and the mysteries of childhood wonder meet the depth of timeless storytelling. Close your eyes if you wish, slow your breathing, and allow this soft, soothing journey to guide you through 120 enchanting facts about the wizarding world. Not just simple facts, but small stories, gentle explorations into how magic was crafted, discovered, and hidden behind the scenes. Each moment is designed to relax your mind, spark your imagination, and carry you deeper into a peaceful, dreamy state. So settle in, let the music cradle your thoughts, and step with me into a world of owls and wands, of courage and friendship, of secrets waiting quietly between the pages of one of the most beloved stories ever written. Welcome to our 120-minute magical sleep journey through the world of Harry Potter. Fact 1: the first spark of magic. Before Harry Potter became a global legend, J.K. Rowling sat quietly on a delayed train from Manchester to London. It was a cold, gray day, and the world felt slow and heavy. Then suddenly, as if a spell whispered itself into her imagination, the image of a young boy with messy black hair and round glasses appeared in her mind. He didn't know he was a wizard yet. He was simply waiting, alone, unaware of the destiny around him. Rowling later said the idea came fully formed, like a gentle vision settling into her thoughts. That train ride, mundane and uncomfortable, became the birthplace of a magical universe. Fact 2: why Hogwarts feels so real. Rowling once revealed that Hogwarts is built from all the schools she ever walked through. The smell of old wooden staircases, the echo of footsteps down long corridors, the warmth of great halls where students whispered secrets. Each detail was stitched from memory. That's why when we imagine Hogwarts, it feels familiar, like a place we somehow already know. It's a school built from nostalgia, mystery, and longing. Fact 3: the name Harry Potter has hidden design. Rowling wanted a name that was simple, grounded, and unmistakably British. Harry was one of her favorite names as a child, and Potter came from a family she used to live near. She loved how ordinary it sounded, because Harry's life, so extraordinary and magical, needed a balance. He was destined for greatness, but his name kept him human, relatable, and real. Fact 4: Hermione's soul came from one person. Hermione Granger is, in many ways, J.K. Rowling herself. The bushy hair, the love for books, the fear of failure, the fierce loyalty, even the awkward confidence. These were pieces of Rowling's childhood. She once joked that she didn't mean to write herself into the story, but Hermione simply appeared, like a reflection forming on still water. That may be why Hermione feels so authentic. She grew from truth. Fact 5: why Hagrid feels like a warm blanket. Hagrid's character was inspired by a giant biker Rowling once met in a pub. A man with a massive beard, an intimidating frame, and the gentlest heart she'd ever encountered. He spoke softly, treated everyone with kindness, and loved creatures that others feared. From that contrast, rough exterior, golden soul, Hagrid was born. That's why every scene with Hagrid feels safe, comforting, like coming home after a long day. Fact 6. The Great Hall was built from real memories. The Great Hall of Hogwarts echoes the dining hall at Rowling's old school. Long wooden tables, flickering candles, the sound of laughter swirling in the air. When the filmmakers brought it to life, they leaned heavily on her descriptions, creating a place that felt both ancient and warm. The enchanted ceiling, however, came from mythology. Rowling loved the idea that the sky itself could be invited indoors. Fact 7. The Mirror of Erist is more than magic. The Mirror of Erist was inspired by Rowling's own experiences with grief. She lost her mother before finishing the first book, and the pain shaped Harry's story deeply. The mirror is a symbol of longing, the irresistible desire to see what we miss most. The inscription, Eris stra eru oit ube kafru oidon wosi, is, I show not your face but your heart's desire, written backward. A simple trick, hiding a profound truth. Fact 8. Why Quidditch feels like a real sport. Rowling claimed Quidditch came to her after a fight with her boyfriend. In frustration, she went to a pub, ordered a drink, and invented an entire sport out of thin air. She wanted it chaotic, fast, and slightly dangerous, like the emotions she felt at the time. And so, a broomstick sport with golden snitches and reckless dives took shape. Ironically, it became the most beloved fictional sport in modern literature. Fact 9. The Forest That Whispers Secrets. The Forbidden Forest was inspired by the woods near Rowling's childhood home. As a young girl, she believed that anything could be hiding between the trees, creatures, mysteries, forgotten stories. When she wrote the forest into the books, she added layers of danger and wonder. It's not just a dark place, it's a symbolic crossing point. Characters enter as one thing and often leave changed. Fact 10. Why the books grow darker over time. This wasn't accidental. Rowling designed the series to mature with its readers. The early books are whimsical, playful, filled with wonder. But as Harry ages, so does the world. Shadows grow longer. Choices become heavier. The danger becomes real. The books follow the emotional arc of growing up, leaving childhood innocence behind and stepping into a world where courage becomes necessary. Fact 11. The birth of the 4 Hogwarts houses. The 4 houses of Hogwarts were not created in one moment. It was more like a slow weaving of personalities. Rowling imagined the founders first, a brave warrior, a brilliant witch, a kind heart, and a cunning strategist. Only later did she assign traits, animals, and colors. Each founder represented a different way of seeing the world, and Rowling wanted young readers to relate to at least one of them. That's why the Sorting Hat never feels random. It reflects the inner compass of each student, gently revealing who they truly are. Fact 12. The Sorting Hat has a soul. The Sorting Hat wasn't originally supposed to sing, but Rowling realized the hat needed a voice, an ancient one, full of stories. So she imagined that each founder placed a piece of their mind, their wisdom, even a fragment of their magic into the hat. Over centuries, it absorbed memories, choices, whispers of the past. When the hat speaks, it's not just sorting students. It's sharing the echoes of Hogwarts itself. Fact 13. The Wand Woods were chosen with purpose. Rowling didn't choose Wand Woods randomly. She studied Celtic tree lore, where each wood has a symbolic meaning. For example, Harry's wand is made of holly, traditionally associated with protection and overcoming dark forces. Voldemort's wand, made of you, represents death. Together, their wands echo ancient mythology, light and darkness intertwined, destined to meet. Fact 14. The names hide small secrets. Many character names in Harry Potter were crafted from Latin roots, Old English, or mythology. For instance, Malfoy comes from the French words mal foi, meaning bad faith. Lupin comes from lupus, meaning wolf. Even Severus Snape hides layers. Severus suggests strictness, and Snape comes from a real village near where Rowling once lived. She loved the sharpness of the word. Nothing was accidental. Fact 15. Why Dumbledore loves sherbet lemons. Sherbet lemons were Rowling's favorite childhood candy. She gave them to Dumbledore to reflect his playful, whimsical side. Though wise and immensely powerful, Dumbledore is never disconnected from childlike joy. His love for sweets reminds us that even great wizards cherish simple pleasures, and that wisdom doesn't always require seriousness. Fact 16. The ghosts represent more than death. Every ghost at Hogwarts symbolizes a lesson. Nearly headless Nick represents the fear of being incomplete. The Bloody Baron shows the weight of guilt. The Grey Lady embodies silence and regret, while Moaning Myrtle reflects loneliness and the longing to be noticed. These ghosts aren't just decorations in the story. They're emotional mirrors, meant to remind readers that unresolved feelings linger like spirits. Fact 17. The hidden meaning of Dementors. Rowling has said that Dementors are the embodiment of depression. Cold, empty, draining, suffocating. They don't kill, they strip away hope. Writing them was painful for her, but necessary. She wanted to show young readers that darkness can be faced, that light can return, and that inner strength, like the Patronus charm, can be learned. The Patronus represents memories so powerful they chase away despair. A beautiful metaphor wrapped in magic. Fact 18. The magical creatures have real-world roots. Many magical creatures were inspired by folklore from different cultures. The basilisk comes from medieval legends. The hippogriff from Italian mythology. House elves from British fairy tales. Rowling collected myths like treasures, blending them with her own imagination until they transformed into entirely new beings. That's why each creature feels familiar yet mysterious, as if we've heard whispers of them somewhere long ago. Fact 19. The books are filled with circles. Harry's story repeats in gentle cycles. A boy leaves home, discovers a world he belongs to, faces darkness, and returns strengthened. Each year at Hogwarts mirrors this journey. Rowling used a ring composition structure, a storytelling method where events reflect one another like mirrored arches. The beginning echoes the end. Innocence echoes experience. Light echoes shadow. These patterns create a sense of harmony and destiny throughout the series. Fact 20. Why the magic feels ancient. Rowling intentionally wrote spells using Latin roots to make them feel timeless. Words like lumos, expelliarmus, and expecto patronum resonate with ancient rhythm. She wanted readers to sense that magic existed long before Harry, long before Hogwarts, rooted in the old languages of priests, scholars, and storytellers. The result is a kind of magic that feels older than the characters, older than the books, something that has always been there, waiting quietly for the right voice to call it. Fact 21. The hidden symbolism of Hedwig. Hedwig is far more than Harry's owl. Rowling designed her as a symbol of innocence, loyalty, and childhood comfort. Hedwig is the first magical gift Harry ever receives. the first creature to treat him with warmth and respect. Her pure white feathers evoke old European folklore, where white owls were considered guardians of travelers. In many ways, Hedwig represents Harry's final connection to his early years of wonder. Her presence is a quiet reminder that even in darkness, something gentle watches over him. Fact 22. Why Diagon Alley feels like a dream. When Rowling first imagined Diagon Alley, she envisioned a magical version of the winding London streets she used to wander as a young adult. Places where old bookstores leaned sideways, where small apothecaries smelled of dust and herbs, where every corner seemed to hold a secret. She designed the alley to feel slightly crooked, slightly whimsical, as if it were stitched together by pure imagination. That dreamlike quality pulls readers in like a soft breeze pulling open a door. Fact 23. The secret behind Platform 9 3/4. Platform 9 3/4 was inspired by Rowling's childhood trips at London's King's Cross station. As a child, she misremembered which platform her parents used, and she merged two different memories, Platforms 9 and 10, with the architecture of another station entirely. The idea of slipping through a barrier came from the feeling that magic often hides in places rushed adults walk past without noticing. It's a reminder that the threshold between the ordinary and the extraordinary is often just one bold step away. Fact 24. Why Harry's glasses matter. Harry's glasses weren't a random detail. Rowling gave him glasses because she wanted a hero who wasn't flawless. Someone who looked real, approachable, imperfect. She disliked the idea of a perfectly polished fantasy hero. The glasses make Harry human, vulnerable, a boy who doesn't see the world clearly at first, literally and symbolically. As he grows, he learns to see people, truth, and himself with deeper clarity. Fact 25. The purpose of the Dursleys' cruelty. Many readers wonder why the Dursleys were written as so harsh. Rowling once explained that the Dursleys represent the kind of small-hearted cruelty she witnessed growing up. People who fear anything different, who cling to normalcy so tightly that kindness feels like a risk. Their purpose wasn't just to make Harry suffer, but to show how love, once found, becomes even more powerful when contrasted with coldness. Harry values friendships deeply because he grew up without them. Fact 26. Why Ron Weasley is a quiet hero. Ron was written to represent the comfort of home, a warm, imperfect, deeply loyal presence. Rowling wanted him to be the kind of friend who stands beside you even when he's afraid, even when he doubts himself. Ron's humor protects the group. His heart anchors them. He isn't chosen by destiny, and he isn't the smartest in the room, but he chooses bravery again and again. That choice, free, human, unglamorous, is what makes him heroic. Fact 27. The Weasleys' home was inspired by magic itself. The burrow, messy and crooked and full of noise, was intentionally designed to feel like the beating heart of love. Rowling wanted the house to be the exact opposite of Privet Drive. Instead of perfection, chaos. Instead of cold order, warm clutter. Instead of silence, laughter. The magic in the burrow isn't in the floating pots or self-knitting needles. It's in the feeling that you're welcome, exactly as you are. Fact 28. Professor McGonagall's strength comes from history. McGonagall is inspired by a mixture of stern but caring teachers from Rowling's school years. Her strictness masks a deep sense of justice. Her discipline is rooted in compassion. Her animagus form, a cat, is no coincidence. Cats are independent, proud, observant, and capable of immense loyalty when trust is earned. McGonagall represents the teacher who pushes you because she believes in what you can become. Fact 29. Snape's first scene reveals everything. If you look closely, in Harry's first potions lesson, Snape asks him a series of questions he couldn't possibly answer. But the questions themselves carry hidden meaning. They reference ingredients connected to life, death, sleep, and dreams, themes central to Snape's secret story. Rowling placed this symbolism intentionally to hint that Snape understood far more about Harry's fate than he let on. His coldness wasn't random. It masked an emotional storm he could never reveal. Fact 30. The magic of the Hogwarts Express. The Hogwarts Express is more than a train. It's a transition, a bridge from one world to another. Rowling created it because she loved the comforting rhythm of trains, the way landscapes slide by like pages turning in a book. The train symbolizes change, movement, growth. Every journey to Hogwarts marks a new chapter in Harry's life. Every return trip home marks how much he has evolved. The train is the heartbeat between two worlds. Fact 31. The magical architecture of Hogwarts. Hogwarts is intentionally impossible. Rowling wanted a castle that behaved like a living organism. Changing staircases, shifting rooms, disappearing hallways. She was inspired by old British castles where secret doors, hidden chambers, and confusing layouts were part of their charm. Hogwarts is not just a school. It is a guardian, a labyrinth, a mysterious companion to every student who walks its halls. It teaches patience, curiosity, and awareness, gently reminding you that not everything reveals its secrets at once. Fact 32. The portraits are fragments of souls. The moving portraits of Hogwarts aren't simply paintings. Rowling once explained that each portrait contains echoes of the person it portrays, memories, mannerisms, expressions, but not a full consciousness. They are like enchanted shadows, loyal but limited. In a way, they symbolize how people live on through photographs and memories. The portraits whisper the idea that even when someone is gone, a part of them remains to guide us. Fact 33. The magic behind the Great Feast. The enchantment of food appearing on tables in the Great Hall was inspired by old myths where gods provided endless meals. Rowling imagined that the house elves, often unseen and overlooked, were the real culinary geniuses behind the scenes. She wanted this detail to reflect a deeper message. The most powerful magic is often the work no one notices. Quiet effort, invisible care, devotion without expectation. Fact 34. The reason behind Harry's scar shape. The lightning bolt scar is an instantly recognizable symbol, but Rowling chose its shape for more than aesthetics. A lightning bolt represents sudden change, violent, unexpected transformation. It marks Harry as someone touched by fate, by darkness, and by power he didn't choose. The scar symbolizes trauma, the past he cannot escape, and the destiny he must eventually face. It is both a wound and a calling. Fact 35. The real meaning of butterbeer. Butterbeer is often described as warm and comforting, with a taste between butterscotch and cream soda. Rowling designed it to evoke the feeling of returning home after a long journey, sitting by a fireplace with a soft blanket around your shoulders. It's not meant to intoxicate, it's meant to soothe. Butterbeer is a symbol of friendship, laughter, and safety, usually enjoyed after moments of great challenge. Fact 36. The hidden logic of spell creation. Rowling didn't write spells randomly. Each has root words, rhythm, and intention. She wanted spells to sound ancient, as if they belonged to a world of scholars and mystics. Some spells are assertive, sharp, like Crucio or Sectum Sempra. Others are gentle and melodic, like Wingardium Leviosa. The sound of each spell reflects its emotional weight. Magic, in this universe, is not only power, it is language shaped into force. Fact 37. Why the dark mark is a serpent. The serpent represents cunning, secrecy, and ancient symbolism tied to rebirth and danger. Rowling wanted Voldemort's emblem to evoke fear, but also history. The skull marks death, the snake marks corruption. Together, they become a sign of terror that stains the sky. The dark mark is more than a threat. It is a reminder of how easily fear spreads, and how darkness often rises in plain sight. Fact 38. The true purpose of the Room of Requirement. The Room of Requirement is one of Hogwarts' most poetic creations. It appears only when someone truly needs it, becoming exactly what their heart seeks. This room symbolizes self-discovery. It teaches students to look inward, to acknowledge their desires, fears, and strengths. The room doesn't give people what they want, it gives them what they need. It's a magical metaphor for growth. Fact 39. Why Fred and George are born on April Fool's Day. This detail may seem playful, but it carries deeper meaning. Rowling intentionally made the Weasley twins' birthday April 1st, the day of jokes, laughter, and mischief. Their humor protects the people around them. In a world filled with darkness, the twins bring light, joy, and resilience. Their humor isn't careless, it is a shield. Laughter becomes their magic. Fact 40. The symbolic power of the Patronus. The Patronus charm is one of the most beautiful metaphors in the series. A Patronus is made from a memory so powerful, so radiant, that it pushes the darkness away. Rowling created this charm during one of the hardest periods of her life. It represents hope, fragile at first, but stronger when summoned with intention. A Patronus is not just light. It is the reminder that light lives within us, even when everything around feels cold. Fact 41. The hidden strength of Ginny Weasley. Ginny's journey is subtle but powerful. Rowling intentionally wrote her as a quiet flame, small at first, then fiercely bright. Ginny grows from a shy girl with a diary into a confident, talented witch capable of standing beside Harry as an equal. Her strength is steady, not flashy. She represents the truth that growth often happens silently, like a spark becoming a fire. Ginny's arc mirrors the resilience found in courage that doesn't demand attention, but earns respect. Fact 42. The magic behind the Marauders map. The Marauders map is more than mischief. It's history encoded into parchment. The map was created by 4 friends whose bond was stronger than the rules they broke. Rowling designed the map to symbolize trust. It reveals secrets only to those who know how to ask respectfully. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good isn't just a phrase, it's a whisper between friends, a promise of loyalty, and the thrill of exploring the unknown. Fact 43. The Whomping Willow's purpose. The Whomping Willow is not just a violent tree. It guards a secret path to the Shrieking Shack, created to protect young Remus Lupin during full moons. Rowling wanted to show that places of danger can hide stories of compassion. The Willow's rage is a mask. Beneath it lies sorrow, secrecy, and care. Like many things in the wizarding world, it teaches that not everything dangerous is cruel, and not everything safe is harmless. Fact 44. Why Remus Lupin is so beloved. Remus Lupin was written as a symbol of quiet suffering and quiet goodness. He represents the people who carry heavy burdens, but never allow their pain to turn them cold. His lessons, his kindness, his humility, they come from someone who knows what it feels like to be feared for something beyond his control. Lupin's character teaches empathy in its purest form. He is the gentle professor we all wish we had. Fact 45. Sirius Black's freedom symbolism. Sirius is the embodiment of rebellion, loyalty, and the longing for freedom. Rowling constructed his entire story around the image of a man unjustly caged. His animagus form, a great black dog, symbolizes protection and the primal desire to run, to break chains, to be wild and honest. Sirius reminds us that family can be chosen, that love can defy bloodlines, and that the soul can remain unbroken even after years in darkness. Fact 46. The Dementor's kiss is symbolic void. The Dementor's kiss removes the soul but leaves the body alive. This chilling concept came from Rowling's reflections on emotional numbness, the feeling of being alive but not truly living. She used the Dementor's kiss as a metaphor for ultimate hopelessness, the absence of purpose. It is the darkest fate in the wizarding world, not because it kills, but because it erases everything that makes a person human. Fact 47. Why the basilisk lives in pipes. The basilisk's hiding place in the Chamber of Secrets was inspired by Rowling's fascination with how old buildings hide entire worlds in their plumbing. Pipes, tunnels, forgotten systems. She wanted the monster to lurk beneath Hogwarts, coiling through ancient pipes like a secret waiting centuries to be discovered. The idea that danger moves silently beneath us makes the chamber story feel deeply primal and unnerving. Fact 48. The Time Turner's deeper meaning. Time turners represent the longing to fix mistakes, relive moments, or change outcomes. Rowling created them to explore temptation, the human desire to rewind life. But she also wanted to show the consequences of tampering with time. Hermione's storyline highlights the idea that even brilliance has limits, and that time, once lived, has meaning because it cannot be repeated. The Time Turner is a gentle lesson in acceptance. Fact 49. The symbolism behind Buckbeak. Buckbeak, the proud hippogriff, embodies respect. He bows only when bowed to, reflecting the importance of humility. Rowling designed him this way to teach a simple truth: respect must be mutual. Buckbeak's story, from defiance to redemption, mirrors the challenges of being misunderstood. He is majestic, powerful, but deeply sensitive, a reminder that dignity is a form of strength. Fact 50. Why Hogwarts feels like home. Hogwarts is comforting because Rowling built it with emotional intention. It's not just a magical castle, it's a refuge. A place where outcasts find family, where lonely children find belonging, where friendships become lifelines. The warmth of the Great Hall, the mystery of the towers, the hum of ancient magic, everything is crafted to feel safe, familiar, and deeply human. Hogwarts is a fantasy, yes, but also a memory of every place where we once felt accepted. Fact 51. The enigma of Severus Snape's Patronus. Snape's Do Patronus is one of the most poetic reveals in the entire series. Rowling crafted it as a mirror to Lily Potter's Patronus, symbolizing a love that endured through grief, regret, and time. The doe represents purity, memory, and devotion. Snape's silent loyalty wasn't meant to be loud. It was meant to be enduring. His Patronus is the soft echo of a heart that loved once and never stopped loving. A whisper of light from a man surrounded by shadows. Fact 52. The deeper meaning behind Horcruxes. Horcruxes weren't inspired by monsters or curses, but by a philosophical idea. What happens when someone tears themselves away from humanity? Rowling created Horcruxes to represent the destruction caused by denying empathy. Each split of the soul is a rejection of love, compassion, and connection. Voldemort didn't just divide his soul. He erased every part that made him human. The horror of a Horcrux is not the magic, but the emptiness behind it. Fact 53. Why the burrow always feels alive. The burrow was designed to feel like a living creature. Tilted walls, chimneys that lean, clocks that track everyone's location. Rowling wanted readers to sense warmth the moment the Weasleys were involved. The burrow beats with love, laughter, and chaos. It is everything Harry craved as a child. That's why every scene set there feels like stepping into a home where the air itself hugs you. Fact 54. Luna Lovegood's dreamlike wisdom. Luna was created as a symbol of seeing the world differently. Her dreamy voice, quiet confidence, and unshakable individuality make her one of the most peaceful characters in the series. Luna accepts people as they are, without judgment. Rowling has said Luna is the embodiment of true kindness, soft, unforced, and deeply intuitive. She teaches that being different isn't a flaw, it's a kind of magic. Fact 55. The hidden message behind Thestrals. Thestrals are creatures visible only to those who have witnessed death. Rowling wanted to gently explore how trauma shapes perception. Thestrals are skeletal, eerie, misunderstood, yet gentle and wise. They symbolize the idea that grief changes what we see, and that understanding often grows from pain. Once you've seen a Thestral, you never see the world in the same way again, but you can still find beauty in its fragile wings. Fact 56. The Goblet of Fire as a symbol of destiny. The Goblet of Fire isn't just a magical object. It's a symbol of fate choosing someone before they are ready. Rowling wanted the fourth book to mark a shift from childhood adventure to adult danger. The goblet represents the moment when innocence ends. Harry never writes his name, but destiny writes it for him. The flames that shoot upward when he is chosen reflect a truth many face. Sometimes life pushes us into challenges we did not ask for. Fact 57. Why Fleur Delacour shines quietly. Fleur is often misunderstood, both by characters and readers. But Rowling designed her as strong, loving, loyal, and courageous. Her Vila heritage makes her enchanting, but Fleur's true beauty lies in her spirit. Her fierce devotion to family, her bravery during war, her grace in hardship. Rowling said Fleur teaches us not to judge by appearance. Strength can be soft. Bravery can be elegant. Fact 58. The deeper purpose of Neville Longbottom. Neville represents the quiet hero, the one who struggles, stumbles, doubts, but keeps going anyway. Rowling wrote him as a reminder that greatness often grows in unexpected soil. Neville's courage blossoms slowly, like a flower pushing through stone. By the end, he stands with sword in hand, fear in his heart, but still fighting. Neville's journey is proof that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the decision to rise despite it. Fact 59. The heart within Molly Weasley's famous line. Not my daughter, you bitch. This iconic moment was crafted to show that love can be more powerful than any spell. Molly Weasley is warm, gentle, and nurturing. But when her children are threatened, her love becomes ferocious. Rowling wanted this moment to shake readers emotionally. It is the roar of a mother protecting her family. Magic fueled not by anger, but by love. Fact 60. The Astronomy Tower's Symbolism. The Astronomy Tower is the highest point at Hogwarts, a place where the sky stretches wide and silent. Rowling chose this location for Dumbledore's final moment because it symbolizes transition. From life to death, from knowledge to legacy, from earth to sky. The tower represents elevation, of spirit, of wisdom, of sacrifice. Dumbledore's fall from the tower is not a defeat. It is the final step in a plan much larger than himself. Fact 61. The symbolic weight of Dumbledore's wand. The Elder Wand, ancient and feared, is not just the strongest wand ever made. It is a mirror of human desire. Rowling designed it as a test, a temptation. Those who seek it for power fall quickly. Those who accept it reluctantly, like Dumbledore, understand that true strength comes from restraint. The wand's history is a quiet reminder that the greatest power often belongs to those who do not crave it. Fact 62. The Golden Snitch's Hidden Secret. The snitch in the first book wasn't just a Quidditch ball. It was a clue planted years before the final novel. Rowling planned early that the snitch would later hold something crucial, something that would only reveal itself to Harry. The phrase, "I open at the close," is both poetic and haunting. It represents endings that become beginnings and choices that require absolute trust. Fact 63. The Subtle Bravery of Cho Chang. Cho Chang's character often receives mixed opinions, but Rowling wrote her to reflect the complexity of grief. Losing Cedric left Cho emotionally fractured, pulled between sorrow and confusion. She represents the fragile way people heal, imperfectly, slowly, stumbling forward. Cho's presence reminds us that grief is not neat or noble. It's messy. And healing, like magic, takes time. Fact 64. The Hidden History of the Night Bus. The night bus was inspired by London's unpredictable night buses. Loud, fast, sometimes terrifying, yet oddly comforting. Rowling designed it to represent the chaotic side of the wizarding world. A magical safety net for witches and wizards in distress. Its erratic movement and wild personality symbolize the unpredictable ways help can arrive just when we need it most. Fact 65. Why house elves are written with complexity. House elves are one of the most symbolic elements in the Harry Potter universe. They represent oppression, tradition, and the silent labor behind systems people take for granted. Rowling wanted to explore how kindness, respect, and empathy can transform someone's world. Characters like Dobby show that even the smallest beings can carry enormous courage. Their storyline is a reminder that freedom often begins with a voice, even a quiet one. Fact 66. The secret behind Moaning Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle may seem like comic relief, but Rowling created her from a place of empathy. Myrtle represents the overlooked, the bullied, the ones who feel invisible. Her constant crying isn't just a joke, it's a reflection of loneliness. But Myrtle also shows bravery when needed, offering crucial information at key moments. She is a reminder that even those who seem insignificant can change the course of fate. Fact 67. Why the pensieve is so meaningful. The pensieve, a basin that holds memories, embodies the human need to reflect. Rowling has said that memories can weigh us down, swirl together, or become overwhelming. The pensive represents the act of organizing thoughts, separating truth from emotion, and seeing the past with clarity. It is magical mindfulness, finding peace by understanding what has shaped us. Fact 68. The deeper meaning behind Felix Felicis. Felix Felicis, the liquid luck potion, symbolizes confidence as much as fortune. Rowling designed the potion to act like intuition heightened, where everything aligns because the drinker trusts themselves completely. The magic is not pure chance. It is a reflection of how perspective changes outcomes. When you believe luck is on your side, you take chances you otherwise wouldn't. Fact 69. Why Madame Pomfrey is the unsung hero of Hogwarts. Madame Pomfrey, always calm, always capable, is the quiet guardian of Hogwarts. Rowling wrote her as the backbone of the school, someone who sees chaos daily but never falters. She heals without judgment, supports without fame, and protects without hesitation. Madame Pomfrey represents an essential truth. Heroes aren't always in the spotlight. Sometimes they work in silence, stitching the world back together. Fact 70. The dark depths of the lake in the Triwizard Tournament. The Black Lake holds more secrets than meets the eye. Rowling envisioned it as a symbol of the subconscious, deep dark, filled with creatures both beautiful and terrifying. The Merpeople, Grindylows, and sunken ruins reflect the hidden fears and forgotten thoughts we bury beneath the surface. The second Triwizard Challenge forces champions to descend into the unknown, mirroring the emotional journey of confronting what lies within. Fact 71. The hidden meaning behind the Triwizard Cup. The Triwizard Cup is more than a trophy. It represents unity between magical schools and the hope that cooperation can overcome rivalry. Rowling designed it to look ancient, engraved, and powerful, symbolizing centuries of shared tradition. But when it becomes a portkey leading to Voldemort, the cup transforms from symbol of unity into symbol of betrayal. A reminder that even the brightest things can be twisted by darkness. Fact 72. Why Cedric Diggory was written as pure goodness. Cedric's character embodies fairness, kindness, and honor. Rowling wanted him to be a genuine hero, not perfect but principled. Cedric's death was designed to shatter the illusion of safety that had surrounded the series until that moment. It marks the exact moment the wizarding world loses its innocence. Cedric is the light extinguished to reveal the darkness rising. Fact 73. The symbolism of the Forbidden Forest's creatures. The Forbidden Forest is home to unicorns, centaurs, spiders, and many fierce beings. Rowling created each creature with layered meaning. Unicorns represent purity and healing. Centaurs symbolize wisdom and ancient knowledge. Acromantulas embody uncontrolled fear. Combined, they turn the forest into a tapestry of emotion, beauty, danger, mystery, and growth. It's a place that forces characters to confront their fears and their destinies. Fact 74. Why the Ministry of Magic feels cold. The Ministry of Magic was designed intentionally to feel sterile, bureaucratic, and slightly oppressive. Rowling wanted it to represent systems that become corrupt through complacency. Everything inside the ministry, from the endless papers to the rigid hierarchy, reflects an institution more concerned with appearances than truth. It's a place where justice can be manipulated, and where fear can hide behind formalities. Fact 75. The emotional depth of the Order of the Phoenix. The Order of the Phoenix is more than a resistance group. It is a found family. a circle of people who choose courage over comfort, truth over silence. Rowling wrote the Order as a symbol of hope rising from devastation. Many of its members carry scars, losses, and regrets, yet they continue to fight. The Order reflects the idea that bravery is not loud, it's persistent. Fact 76. Why Umbridge is more terrifying than Voldemort. Dolores Umbridge represents everyday cruelty, the kind that hides behind smiles, rules, and pink cardigans. Rowling has said Umbridge is based on a real person she once disliked intensely. Her character explores the danger of people who abuse power subtly, quietly, politely. Unlike Voldemort, who is openly evil, Umbridge embodies the terrifying idea that oppression can look harmless on the surface. Fact 77. The symbolic role of Fawkes the Phoenix. Fawkes represents rebirth, healing, and hope. Phoenixes burst into flames and rise from ashes, and Rowling used this myth to reflect Dumbledore's wisdom and endurance. Fawkes appears when he is most needed, calm, radiant, and selfless. His tears heal. His song strengthens. Fawkes symbolizes the idea that even in destruction, there is renewal. Fact 78. The prophecy's true message. The prophecy concerning Harry and Voldemort is not about fate being sealed. Rowling crafted it to highlight choice. Voldemort acted on the prophecy by attacking the Potters, thus fulfilling it. The prophecy didn't bind him, he bound himself to it. Rowling wanted readers to understand that destiny is shaped as much by decisions as by predictions. Fact 79. Why Draco Malfoy is deeply human. Draco's arc is subtle, tragic, and incredibly human. Rowling wrote him not as a villain, but as a boy trapped between expectation and fear. Raised in prejudice, pressured by family, and terrified of failure, Draco represents the struggle of breaking free from toxic legacies. He is a reminder that people shaped by darkness can still long for light. His hesitation in Half-Blood Prince reveals his humanity more clearly than any speech could. Fact 80. The Room of Hidden Things. Within the Room of Requirement lies the Room of Hidden Things, an enormous space filled with centuries of lost objects, forgotten memories, and discarded secrets. Rowling created it as a metaphor for what people hide inside themselves: guilt, shame, fear, regret. Burned cabinets, forbidden books, broken objects. This room is the shadow of Hogwarts' soul. When the final battle erupts there, it symbolizes confronting all that has been buried. Fact 81. The meaning behind the Order of Merlin. The Order of Merlin is one of the highest honors in the wizarding world. Rowling modeled it after ancient chivalric orders like the Order of the Garter. First class is awarded for acts of exceptional bravery, and characters like Dumbledore received it for confronting dark forces long before Harry's time. The Order symbolizes the idea that courage is a legacy, passed down, honored, remembered. It is not fame, but recognition of sacrifice. Fact 82. The importance of Ollivander's philosophy. Wands choose the wizard. Ollivander's iconic line reflects a core belief in the Harry Potter universe. Magic responds to intention, character, and truth. Rowling wrote Ollivander as mysterious and slightly unsettling because he sees through people. He doesn't judge right or wrong, only compatibility. His shop symbolizes destiny woven quietly through wood core and soul. Fact 83. The tragic brilliance of Tom Riddle's backstory. Rowling intentionally crafted Voldemort's past as a tragic warning. Tom Riddle was gifted, intelligent, charming, but also isolated, unloved, and deeply fearful of mortality. Every cruel choice he made was driven by insecurity. Rowling wanted readers to see that evil is not born. It is shaped through fear, pride, and the refusal to accept vulnerability. Voldemort is a reflection of potential twisted by obsession. Fact 84. The Fountain of Magical Brethren's hidden message. In the Ministry of Magic stands a golden fountain depicting humans, centaurs, goblins, and house elves living in harmony. But Rowling placed it there intentionally as irony. The wizarding world is far from equal. The fountain is the Ministry's illusion, a polished lie. Its destruction later in the series symbolizes truth breaking through propaganda. Fact 85. Why the Black family tapestry is so crucial. The Black family tree stretches back centuries, symbolizing pureblood obsession and generational prejudice. Rowling created the tapestry to reflect how families can be both history and prison. Names are burned off when relatives defy expectations, showing the cruelty of rigid tradition. Sirius's absence on the tapestry is symbolic. He chose freedom over legacy, light over lineage. Fact 86. Kreacher's redemption arc. Kreacher begins as bitter and resentful, shaped by years of neglect and the twisted values of the Black family. But Rowling crafted his story to show how kindness can transform even a wounded heart. When Harry treats Kreacher with respect, Kreacher changes profoundly. His loyalty becomes powerful, even heroic. Rowling wanted to reveal that compassion can heal where punishment cannot. Fact 87. The symbolism of the buried locket. The cursed locket Horcrux, hidden for years, represents how evil can linger beneath the surface of ordinary life. When worn, it amplifies fear and insecurity, mirroring the way anxiety can distort reality. Rowling designed the locket to be emotionally corrosive, not just magically dangerous. It is a physical manifestation of doubt, whispering lies until the wearer believes them. Fact 88. Why mudblood is so intense. Rowling created the slur mudblood to reflect the cruelty of real-world prejudice. She wanted readers, especially young ones, to understand the emotional violence hidden in hateful words. When Hermione is called it, the shock and pain she feels are meant to echo experiences of discrimination. Rowling used this fictional insult to teach empathy and highlight injustice. Fact 89. The significance of Shell Cottage. Shell Cottage, peaceful and quiet by the sea, was written as a sanctuary. After the chaos of capture and escape, Rowling wanted a moment of stillness for her characters. A fragile pause where healing feels possible. The sound of waves, the calm horizon, the soft light. Shell Cottage symbolizes recovery. A reminder that even in war, moments of peace are necessary. Fact 90. Gringotts as a symbol of power and corruption. Gringotts is impressive, ancient, and heavily guarded. But Rowling designed it to explore themes of greed and inequality. Goblins run it, yet remain socially oppressed. Wizards use its vaults to hoard wealth while preaching morality. The bank's labyrinthine tunnels and fierce guardians reflect the complexity and danger of systems built on inequality. Gringotts is not just a bank, it is a critique hidden beneath gold. Fact 91. The ancient magic behind Gringotts dragons. The dragons guarding Gringotts are symbols of fear created by those in power. Rowling wanted these creatures to reflect how systems use intimidation to maintain control. The blind Ukrainian iron belly chained beneath the bank represents the cruelty of institutions that exploit strength for their own protection. When the trio frees the dragon, it becomes a powerful metaphor, liberation not only from physical chains but from centuries of fear. Fact 92. The Sword of Gryffindor's true purpose. Goblin-made objects absorb only what strengthens them. This is why the Sword of Gryffindor becomes imbued with basilisk venom. It takes in only what makes it more powerful. Rowling used this detail to symbolize resilience. True courage absorbs hardship and becomes stronger because of it. The sword is more than a weapon. It's a reflection of bravery forged through suffering. Fact 93. Why the tale of the three brothers feels ancient. Rowling wrote the fairy tale and the tales of Beedle the Bard to echo real-life folklore like Grimm's stories. Its simplicity, rhythm, and moral depth create a sense of timelessness. The three brothers represent humanity's deepest fears: death, power, and loss. But the youngest brother, who accepts death as an old friend, carries the message Rowling hoped young readers would remember. Life is precious because it ends. Fact 94. Xenophilius Lovegood's symbolism. Xenophilius, Luna's father, embodies the fragile line between truth and desperation. Rowling wrote him to show how fear for a loved one can cloud judgment. His obsession with the Deathly Hallows reflects the human longing to bring meaning to what we cannot control. Xenophilius is not foolish. He is grieving, frightened, and deeply human. His story reveals how even gentle hearts can be shaken by loss. Fact 95. Why Godric's Hollow is sacred. Godric's Hollow, the birthplace of one of Hogwarts' founders, becomes the location of Harry's family home, and their final stand against Voldemort. Rowling chose this setting carefully. The quiet village represents history, ancestry, and the echo of sacrifice. When Harry visits the ruins of his childhood home, the snow-covered silence embodies grief frozen in time. It is one of the most poignant locations in the series. Fact 96. The symbolic meaning of Bathilda Bagshot. Bathilda Bagshot, the historian whose body is used by Nagini, represents corrupted memory. Rowling crafted this moment to be deeply unsettling, a chilling reminder that history can be manipulated, twisted, or used as a weapon. Bathilda's home, filled with ancient books and dusty artifacts, becomes a battlefield between truth and deception. Her tragic fate reflects how even wisdom can be overshadowed by evil. Fact 97. The Silver Doe in the Woods. The Silver Doe Patronus guiding Harry to the Sword of Gryffindor is one of the most hauntingly beautiful scenes in the series. Rowling wrote it to feel dreamlike, almost sacred. The doe glides across snow-covered ground like a memory brought to life. It symbolizes forgiveness, persistence, and love that transcends death. The moment is silent, gentle, and filled with unspoken emotion, a gift from Snape's hidden heart. Fact 98. The theme of chosen family in the books. Many characters in Harry Potter find family not through blood, but through connection. The Weasleys, Sirius, Lupin, Hermione, Hagrid, they become Harry's true family. Rowling emphasized this theme intentionally. She wanted to show that love is not limited by biology. Family is built from loyalty, trust, sacrifice, and shared hope. Harry's deepest support system is formed by people who choose him, not those he was born to. Fact 99. Why Hogwarts continues during war. Rowling wanted Hogwarts to remain open during dark times because she believed education is both refuge and resistance. Even in fear, learning continues. Even in chaos, structure gives strength. Hogwarts becomes a beacon of hope, a reminder that darkness cannot fully conquer a place built on friendship, discovery, and courage. Fact 100. The Resurrection Stone's true purpose. The Resurrection Stone does not truly bring back the dead. Rowling crafted it as a symbol of closure. It allows Harry to feel the presence of those he loves one last time, not to revive them, but to release them. The stone teaches the final lesson. Love remains, even when people do not. And courage grows when we walk forward with their memory. Fact 101. Why Harry walks into the forest alone. Harry's walk into the Forbidden Forest is one of the most powerful scenes in the series. Rowling wrote it as a moment of pure acceptance. He is not driven by glory or rage, but by love for his friends, for the world that raised him, for the future that needs protecting. His steady steps through the silent forest symbolize the courage of someone who finally understands his purpose. It is the quiet bravery of self-sacrifice, wrapped in stillness. Fact 102. The meaning behind Voldemort's wand failure. When Voldemort attempts to use the Elder Wand, the wand refuses him. Rowling crafted this detail to reflect an ancient truth. True mastery cannot be stolen. Voldemort believes power belongs to whoever possesses it physically. But magic in the Harry Potter universe responds to allegiance, intention, and loyalty. The wand's rejection is symbolic punishment, a reminder that domination is not the same as worthiness. Fact 103. Why Narcissa Malfoy saves Harry. Narcissa's whispered question, "Is Draco alive?" is the turning point of the final battle. Rowling wanted this moment to show how love, even in the darkest families, can break cycles of cruelty. Narcissa saves Harry because she chooses her child over Voldemort, over fear, over loyalty to darkness. Her love becomes the spark that begins Voldemort's downfall. A quiet act of maternal courage that shifts the fate of the entire wizarding world. Fact 104. The purpose of King's Cross in the afterlife scene. Harry meeting Dumbledore in a dreamlike King's Cross symbolizes transition. Rowling chose the station because it represents beginnings and endings, arrivals and departures. The clean, white, mist-filled version Harry sees reflects clarity, freedom from fear, pain, and confusion. Dumbledore's presence serves as reassurance that Harry's choices have always mattered. The scene is a soft pause between life and destiny. Fact 105. The beauty of Harry sparing Draco's wand. In the final duel, Harry uses Draco's wand rather than taking the Elder Wand for himself. Rowling wrote this intentionally to show that Harry's power comes from humility, not dominance. He wins not by overpowering Voldemort, but by understanding the deeper rules of magic, respect, loyalty, and truth. Harry's refusal to use the Elder Wand is symbolic. He rejects the cycle of violence and control that fueled Voldemort's rise. Fact 106. Why Voldemort's body falls like a mortal's. In the book, Voldemort's death is quiet. No explosion. No dramatic crumble. Just a body hitting the floor. Rowling did this to show that Voldemort, who spent his life chasing immortality, died an ordinary death. His end is not grand, it is hollow. The silence emphasizes the truth he refused to accept. Death comes for everyone, and in the end, he was simply human and terribly fragile. Fact 107. The rebuilding of Hogwarts symbolizes renewal. After the final battle, Hogwarts is damaged but not destroyed. Rowling designed this intentionally to represent resilience. The school has endured centuries of storms, battles, and dark magic, yet it stands. Students and teachers return, repair, rebuild. Hogwarts is not a perfect place. Its cracks make it real, alive, enduring. Its walls hold memories of loss, but also hope. Fact 108. Why the epilogue feels gentle. 19 years later, the world is calmer, more peaceful. Rowling wrote the epilogue with a warm, almost sleepy tone. She wanted closure, not dramatic or triumphant, but comforting. Life continues. Children grow. Love persists. The quiet scene at King's Cross is meant to feel like a deep exhale after a long journey. Peace after chaos. Dawn after a long night. Fact 109. The names of Harry's children carry legacy. James Sirius, Albus Severus, Lily Luna. These names are more than tributes. They're bridges connecting past and future. James and Sirius represent mischief and courage. Albus and Severus embody wisdom and sacrifice. Lily honors love and protection. Luna embodies wonder. Rowling chose these names to show that the lessons and hearts of those Harry loved will continue guiding the next generation. Fact 110. Why Hogwarts will always welcome you home. Rowling has said that Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you back. It exists not just on paper, but in memory, imagination, and emotion. It's a sanctuary for anyone who ever felt different, lonely, brave, hopeful, curious. Hogwarts is more than a school. It is a safe place in the mind, a warm light in dark times, a reminder that magic lives inside stories and inside us. Fact 111. The symbolism of the Hufflepuff Cup Horcrux. The Hufflepuff Cup, once a symbol of loyalty and fairness, becomes a vessel for corruption when Voldemort turns it into a Horcrux. Rowling chose Hufflepuff's artifact intentionally. Destroying it reflects how even the purest qualities can be tainted by greed. When the cup melts in fiend fire, it symbolizes cleansing fire, burning away what has been twisted. A reminder that goodness is fragile, but always worth protecting. Fact 112. Why Ravenclaw's diadem is a crown of lost wisdom. Rowling designed the lost diadem with a haunting phrase. Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. Yet it becomes a Horcrux, corrupted by Voldemort's hunger for knowledge without morality. The diadem represents intelligence stripped of empathy, brilliance without heart. Its destruction in flames shows that wisdom, to be true, must be guided by compassion. Fact 113. Nagini's dual identity. Nagini's story is layered with tragedy. In later lore, Rowling revealed that Nagini was once a cursed woman trapped in a serpent's body. This adds emotional weight to her presence at Voldemort's side. She is both victim and weapon, ensnared by dark magic she cannot escape. Nagini's fate reflects the theme of lost humanity and the cost of curses that bind the soul as much as the body. Fact 114. The magic of the Battle of Hogwarts. The Battle of Hogwarts isn't written as a grand, glamorous clash. It is chaotic, messy, heartbreaking, because Rowling wanted it to reflect real conflict. Students, teachers, and creatures unite not for glory, but for survival. Every corridor holds fear and courage. Every spell is cast with trembling hands. The battle symbolizes unity, a castle filled with wildly different beings standing together in the face of darkness. Fact 115. Why Aberforth Dumbledore is so important. Aberforth, often overshadowed by his famous brother, represents the bitterness of unresolved grief. His story with Ariana is a quiet tragedy woven through the series. Rowling wrote him as a foil to Albus, blunt instead of philosophical, skeptical instead of optimistic. But his actions, helping Harry, opening the passage, and risking everything, reveal a heart shaped by loss but still capable of loyalty. Aberforth shows that even flawed souls can make heroic choices. Fact 116, the deeper meaning of always. Snape's single word, always, became one of the most iconic lines in modern literature. Rowling chose it carefully. It signifies eternal love, for Lily, for memory, for redemption. It is a confession, a promise, and a wound all at once. Always reflects love that does not fade, even when life ends. A reminder that some emotions echo beyond time. Fact 117. Why Harry breaks the Elder Wand. In the films, Harry breaks the Elder Wand. In the books, he returns it to Dumbledore's tomb. Both endings carry the same message. Power is dangerous when held too tightly. Rowling wrote this moment to show Harry choosing peace over dominance. After years of war, he seeks normalcy, humility, and rest. Rejecting the wand symbolizes breaking the cycle of fear and tyranny that began long before he was born. Fact 118. The legacy of Hogwarts houses evolving. Rowling revealed that after the series, Hogwarts continues to evolve. The interhouse tensions begin to soften. Students collaborate more. Stereotypes fade. This detail shows that institutions can change. That tradition does not have to imprison growth. The four houses, once symbols of rivalry, become symbols of harmony shaped by a new generation. Fact 119. The true message behind Harry's survival. Harry's survival is rooted in love, the ancient magic lily left in his blood. Rowling wrote this to show that love is not sentimental, but powerful in ways darker magic can never rival. Voldemort built his strength on domination. Harry survived through connection. His victory is not power over death. It is choosing love over fear, again and again. Fact 120. Why the story feels eternal. The Harry Potter series endures because Rowling wrote it from the heart, infusing magic with human truth. Friendship, grief, bravery, loneliness, forgiveness, wonder. These are emotions that live forever. Hogwarts characters, spells, they are vessels for deeper meaning. The story feels eternal because it speaks to the child, the dreamer, and the seeker inside every reader. It invites us not just to escape, but to remember who we are. And now, as the last traces of magic shimmer quietly into the darkness, and the soft warmth of our journey settles over you like a gentle blanket, take one more deep breath, slow, peaceful, grounding. Let tonight's story wrap around your thoughts like the calm embrace of a starless sky. Over the past hours, we've wandered through 120 magical truths, moments of symbolism, hidden meanings, emotional depth, and enchanted memories from a world that shaped millions of childhoods. We revisited Hogwarts as if returning home after a long journey. We walked its corridors, relived its legends, and felt again the soft heartbeat of a universe built on courage, friendship, sacrifice, and love. But this world, this calming space, this quiet place where stories become comfort and imagination becomes rest, does not end here. At DreamSleep Studios, we are crafting something truly special. A sanctuary of cinematic sleep journeys. A library of immersive storytelling. A home for every dreamer who searches for peace in the worlds they love. Tonight was Harry Potter. But imagine where we can drift next. Sparkles a soothing deep dive into the Lord of the Rings, exploring the ancient forests of Lothlorien beneath shimmering starlight. Sparkles or a calming, slow-guided journey through Star Wars, where the Force flows like a quiet river between galaxies. Sparkles may be a mystical dive into Avatar, The Last Airbender, discovering the elements with a meditative tone. Sparkles or perhaps the secrets of The Witcher, the vast sands of Dune, the timelines of Marvel, the enchantment of Disney, or the cozy worlds of Studio Ghibli. Your imagination is our map. Your comment decides where DreamSleep Studios travels next. So before sleep fully takes you, gently share below. Speech Balloon, what story should we explore in the next DreamSleep episode? Your comment not only guides me, it helps the video reach more dreamers who need calm tonight. And if this long, soft, cinematic exploration brought you comfort, if it eased your mind, relaxed your body, or gave you a peaceful escape from the noise of the world, please tap that like button. It's a small gesture, but it supports this channel more than you know. And if you'd like to join our growing circle of dreamers, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, a new story will be waiting for you, crafted with the same warmth, detail, and serenity you felt tonight. If you want to support DreamSleep Studios even more, share this video with someone who needs rest. With someone stressed, overwhelmed, nostalgic, or someone who simply deserves a moment of peace and magic. Sometimes a single calming video can change an entire night. Sometimes an entire night can change a week. And sometimes a story can change a life. Here, in this tranquil place we're building together, you are always welcome. When the world feels heavy, when thoughts run too fast, when sleep seems far away, come back. Let the stories soothe you. Let the worlds you love become bridges into stillness. Hogwarts will always welcome you home, and DreamSleep Studios will always keep a light on for you. So now, allow the music to soften around your mind. Let your breathing fall into a slow, peaceful rhythm. Feel the comfort settle into your chest. Let the night cradle your thoughts. Thank you, truly, for spending your time, your attention, and your dreams with me. Your presence here means more than words can express. And I cannot wait to explore our next universe together, wherever your heart guides us. Until then, sleep deeply, dream gently. And from all of us here at DreamSleep Studios, good night, dreamer. Good night, and may your dreams be filled with magic.